Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, this is the Couch Rider Raven. Welcome back to the show, the home of original sports perspective, from our couch to yours. Hey, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. For those of you, I know we recruited a lot of people yesterday. Thank you for coming through. Thanks for subscribing. Please tell some friends. I'm trying to build. I am getting there. We are sitting just around the cusp of 800. We're trying to get over that 800 mark. We're trying to get to 1,000. But hey, tell your friends, whatever. Let's get this thing going. Let's build to 1,000 and keep the party going after that, because I like to bring that original sports perspective. Speaking of which, there was a topic that was discussed today, and I was in error. I thought for sure that Baltimore was going to be in a little bit of cap trouble when it came to the salary of Alejandro Villanueva. I thought for sure that if they cut him, that they would take a hit. But it looks like they will make $6 million off of his loss this year, should they decide to get rid of him. But you know how Baltimore is. They want to look at what's currently on the roster, see who's healthy, and then evaluate the talent of this player based on the tape that he showed. Us as fans, we're kind of biased, but I think in some of those comebacks, Alejandro Villanueva did okay. But let's just say we got rid of him. Let's just say he's gone. Gone to the wind, to better pastures or whatever, just as long as he's not with the Baltimore Ravens. And, speaking of which, for those of y'all that are pretty salty about the whole deal, give me just a second here. Greg Roman is still here. Get over it. This is the part where you have to just let it go. The guy did okay. I stopped blaming him for everything. You need to come out the hardball for anything as far as his gambling issues. Anywho. But let's just say Alejandro Villanueva is gone. Who do we go with next, huh? So the Ravens, let's just be straight. They need a hero. Who's going to be? Who's going to be at right tackle? We need that hero. Before we start, make sure, like I said, I passed that collection plate around. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe and smack that bell so you know when I'm putting it down. Anywho, let's keep going forward. First up, we got Pat McCarry. Pat McCarry, he stepped up so big when everybody was going down. We lose our left tackle, no problem. We slide in AV over there. He did okay, kind of got, beasted on a little bit, but we needed somebody really so that Lamar can sit back in the pocket and not have it somebody right in his face. And Pat McCarry was that dude to step up for the team. So thank you, Pat, for doing your thing. And because you did your thing, you got rewarded in December this year with a 3-year, $15.4 million deal. Eric DeCosta said, hey, it's probably the easiest deal. It's easy money. It's a great decision because he is that Swiss Army knife that can do it all. He can play all the positions almost. I say almost because you've seen the tape. We go back to that Buffalo Bills game. I don't care about the weather, all that stuff. You got to snap the ball. We need you in prime time to do what you're supposed to do. Do I need to bring tape back up? I ain't going to do it. I ain't trying to break no hearts over here. But he signed that extension, and we're looking forward to seeing him play all over the field because as injuries happen, he can fill in just about anywhere as long as it's not the center position. Did a great job at right tackle, kept a lot of guys at bay, good with run blocking, good in pass protection, easy decision by EDC. Next guy, David Sharpe. Like I said, injuries continue to pile up. And then again in Green Bay, McCarry, I think he got a hand injury, ended up out of the game. David Sharpe steps in. He looked like a bowling ball, but he did his thing as far as pass protection. Dude was solid. And I think he's looking for more opportunities. Could he be the guy for us? Because, he is 6'6", but he's also 343 pounds. He can hit the gym a little bit, but he stepped in when McCarry had the issues and Phillips was out against the Packers. He's got 5 years of experience. He's got SEC experience. And yes, I'm saying SEC has a certain caliber of players because they have dominant pass rushers. Their draft classes, their college classes that come through are phenomenal because they just have a good recruiters. They got a good recruiting class because Saban just does it there. But you are facing off against premier defensive ends, premier outside linebackers, and you bring that type of experience to the NFL, you're going to be just fine. But he's had some weight issues in the past. So if we see him handle those weight issues, put more strength in versus the muscle there, I think Baltimore could have an answer at right tackle and David Sharpe. But there's plenty more options. So let's keep rolling. We got Jaryd Jones-Smith, JJS. So he's a one-year player out of Pitt, University of Pitt, not Pittsburgh Steelers. Mayock gave his endorsement. I know Mayock ain't got no job right now, but this is the guy who did the Mike Mayock for years. And sometimes it was pretty far. It was pretty good. It was pretty on. So you look forward to seeing him have his old job back at NFL Network pretty soon here, or maybe somewhere else where he's doing the Mike Mayock. I'm hoping it's going to be successful, because obviously it didn't work out with him doing it there for his team. I thought for sure he was going to be getting all the gold to the Raiders. I think they got some gems. But anyway, Mike gave his endorsement so well or so strongly over JJS that he sent a right tackle to New England because he felt confidence in Jaryd Jones-Smith. So he doesn't have that strong experience because of a knee injury in 2015. And I think he was just trying to come back from that injury. It takes a couple of years sometimes, especially when you're having to push that much weight upon your knees. He's a brick wall pass defender. He's not great with the run blocking, but he's solid in pass protection. He's good with the jab, but he needs some footwork, a footwork coach to work on that kick slide step that you need to work on as an outside tackle. So let's go over here. We got a comment here. Let me just check on this real quick. Yes, Cleopatra, what's going on, girl? She said she told me to look out for it. She's here. I thank you for coming. She said, "Don't put salt in the wound." Yes, yes, that Buffalo playoffs, it was hurtful. I'm sorry for bringing it up. I'm hurting myself right now. All right. So as far as the knee injury, he had it in 2015. It takes a while to come back, and hopefully he's able to come back and show that hey, I got the size. I'm big as I'll get out. I can block some people. Maybe I got some bend issues because of the fact that I'm just a big guy. But hopefully he can work on his run blocking and his footwork and excel. All right, next is Juwan James. Look, Denver was so high on this dude that they took time out to give this guy a contract that he screwed up in the offseason because of an Achilles injury that wasn't football related. I don't know what he was doing, but he's suing the Denver Broncos because he wants his money. But at the same time, Baltimore said, hey, come and rehab with us. Come rehab with us, and we will make sure that you get paid next year. So we want you to get paid the next year, but we'll go ahead and pay you to rehab with us. That way we can sign you here. So I think it might have been a steal. I'll be honest with you. I think it could be a full-on steal having this guy while he's rehabbing. He hadn't played since 2019, but he started 62 games. 62 games for the Dolphins. Broncos high on him. Could be a major boom. If he gets healthy this next year, we won't have to worry about the right tackle position. But there's still more options. Oh, wait, there's more. There's Evan Neal. I'm going to the draft. You've seen the change there from purple to yellow on the name tape. So all of these names going forward are actually going to be potential draft players. So here's the thing. When it comes to all these mock drafts, everybody's all over the place. Nobody knows right now how the draft is going to shape up when it comes to these offensive line. So there are going to be some guys you're like, man, that's not a really top tier first round name. And there's going to be some guys you're like, yes, that should be the one. Why is he at the bottom of the list? Look, I'm not putting a first through whatever ranking on these. These are just some top tier players that could be available at the 14th overall pick. So just a heads up there. All right, here we go. We got Evan Neal. He is a first team All-American. He has 39 starts in 3 years. He's versatile. He's played three different spots. He had 13 games at left tackle in 2020, 12 games at right guard in 2020. At 2020, 2019, he had it at left guard. It was in 2019. And then he had 14 games at left tackle in 2021. Bama was balling, full-on balling, and they had the number 3 scoring offense in the NCAA. He's punishing run blocker, natural right tackle. Look, if you're balling like that, obviously somebody's doing something right on the line. And I'm going to go back to the tape on this guy because I'm very excited about what he brings. When I saw him in the national championship, I'm like, man, he's huge. I want to see this guy do more. Let's go. All right, so let's see here. Who do we have next? We got Charles Cross. Charles was he had high grades against Arkansas, Alabama, Texas A&M, Auburn, LSU, and Tulsa. So I didn't put Tulsa in there because I just didn't really think that high at Tulsa, but they said that was one of his highest grades was against Tulsa as far as PFF goes. Having 25 starts in 2 years, got to have that experience. Sometimes you just need to show that, hey, this is my resume. I got great experience on this. He's got the good feet, the quick feet, good puller when it comes to the running, zone blocking schemes. And then when it comes to the edge, you got to be able to slide kick to get over there where the guards, the outside linebackers and the defensive ends are. If you can't get out there fast enough, those edge rushers are going to get around the edge. They're going to eat your lunch. TJ Watt will have a field day if we do not have someone who can slide out fast enough to block him. You can see he already had a day with the Ravens before. We don't need him to have continuous time just maxing out on us because Charles Cross can get his life together. But I think he would be a decent pickup at 6'5", 310 pounds out of Mississippi State. Next. So we got Tyler Lindenbaum. What's going on? Somebody else just joined the room. I appreciate y'all coming through. Tyler, like I said, he's a little bit undersized here as far as looking at a right guard, a right tackle. Right guard, left guard, center. He can do those things. More of a guard center here. He's fast with strong hands. Needs to get his weight up if he's thinking about playing tackle. He's good with double teams and a bull rush. He's got quick bursts, and he reaches the second level fast. And people keep saying, he's got short arms. I said short hands on here, but I meant short arms. And, of course, you got short arms. You ain't got that much reach. But if you're a guard, it doesn't matter as much. But as a tackle, you need that stiff jab to get out there. Next, we got Trevor Penning. Trevor Penning out of Iowa. This dude, look at the size. You can't teach that. You can't teach that. Put me on the screen here. You can't teach that. All right, so Bleacher Report said he was the best pass pro in the entire conference. Granted, it's not SEC, but still. He's good at getting vertical on the run, and he's nasty. Didn't you love those nasty, grinding, physical type players that you can just say, hey, we're going to run the ball 20 times a game, and they just smile. They just like, yes, we're going to get it in. They say, hey, we're going to run 30, 40 times a game. They just like, yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I was made for. This is what I was planning to do. And so he's one of those guys who can do that. He has some bend issues due to his height. Those 6'7" guys, what do you expect? They're not going to be as nimble as your shorter characters. So at 6'7", 321 pounds, he could, stand to eat at the buffet a little bit longer, but he's got decent weight and, he's got a little bit of a punch. I'm hoping to see this guy get picked up maybe later on in the or maybe second round or something like that if the Ravens don't go first round for this guy. All right. Nick Petit-Frere. So you have this guy is out of Ohio State. Of course, Ohio State, we love just the brand of football that they play over there. And 6'5", 315-pounder. I like it. He made the transition over to left tackle in 2021. He fared well against the top outside linebacker and Adrian Hutchinson? It might be Adrian. I don't know if I screwed that name up or not. Anywho, but he's got good mobility. He's got a wide base, and he just needs a little bit more punch on the ground game. Sometimes when he goes to push through, he doesn't have the strength that he needs to get to finish off those blocks, and that can be problematic when it comes to, hey, you're trying to get the ground, you're trying to get that 3rd and 1, you're trying to convert for that first down. It's not going to happen if you don't have a guard or a tackle pushing the way they need to push and having that strength to push the pile. So let's move forward here. I'm going to screw up some names here because I hadn't heard them before. Akim Ekwonu. Hopefully I can get it right in the future because maybe they will be a household name. This guy is supposed to be the nastiest guy in the draft. I know that I had them in different orders, but from looking at the tape on this guy, just watching and just looking at the pure size of this guy, 6'4", 320, phenomenal. Excuse me, just one. All right, so he's the most feared lineman in the ACC. He's first-team All-American ACC player. He had 50 pancake blocks and 22 knockdowns in 2020. You doing that in one season, people have to fear you. You are about that. You were built like that. Let's go. And he started as a true freshman. He started as a true freshman in 2019. He's got some wicked punch. I absolutely loved watching this guy. I can't wait to actually put something together that's legal to show what he can do. He's an extremely aggressive guy, but the thing is, when it comes to aggressiveness, there could be a downside because if you're too aggressive, you're not going to be able to hold your blocks. You're pushing to the second level a little bit too fast, and then that's allowing players to get into the backfield. We saw this happen with the Ravens. We had some aggressive players, but they just didn't know how to switch from a man scheme to a zone blocking scheme, and that was a major problem. So hopefully that's not a problem for the future for the Baltimore Ravens. So I believe I went through everything I need to get through quick enough, but let's just go back and review. I mean, I went over, talked about Nick from Ohio State. You know, he's a versatile because able to transition. You got Trevor, like I said, big guy, might have some bending issues. You got Tyler, more of a guard / center or something like that. Maybe we can catch him a little bit later. You got Charles Cross. He's had high offensive grades against pretty much anybody, any competition, you know, and has the experience with the 25 starts. You got Evan Neal, 6'7". Like I said, you know, these big guys, you never know what you're going to get. If you're actually going to get them playing at that next level the same exact way, not sure. But, hey, 6'7", 360 pounds, you can't teach height. So let's get it. And then you got Juwan James. You know, he's still, you know, rehabbing. He came back to practice in the season. I don't know if he's trying to come back quick or not, but I'm glad he did not because maybe Baltimore has a gem there. Like I said, continuing to be on the roster, Jaryd Jones-Smith, another guy who can't teach height. May I endorse him. Hopefully he's a good dude. Brick wall pass defender. And then you got David Sharpe. We saw what he could do against the Packers. Hopefully he can still come and compete in camp. And then, of course, the obviously, Pat McCarry. I'm excited to see what's going to happen when it comes to this roster at the offensive tackle position because we got health coming back. Help is on the way, folks. We got Stanley coming back. And then, of course, the decision still has to be made with Alejandro Villanueva. And if he's not there, then, of course, we have all these other options. If he is there, I don't know if they're going to get him a personal position coach and just have him work one-on-one on right tackle drills because he needs to work on those. We saw that in week 1. He got eaten alive by Max Crosby. We don't need to see that happen again. I'm hoping the right tackle, actually the entire offensive line, should be solid for this next season, protecting Lamar, helping him get his bag, and just helping us to cheer, have a good season. I really want that this year. We need it, folks. The Ravens had a down year. A lot of people was crying. You know, sirens going off, kids hollering in the street, CVS pharmacies getting burned down. You know, the whole thing was going because we were just frustrated. Frustrated with injuries, frustrated with coaching, frustrated with everything. We need a good year. And in order to have one, we got to have original sports perspective. From our couch to yours. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Take care. Peace.